Well, Phil did it again, guys. He nerfed the Paladin again. He nerfed every skill that the Paladin has except for one, which he actually did a buff. So now we are still insane. He wanted to do like the Paladin to choose between tanking and doing damage, but what if we can do both? This will be the new build that I have, which will be doing both tanking and doing damage. And actually hit the like button so Phil will stop nerfing the Paladin, please. Alright, let's jump in. So, big Paladin nerfs here apparently on the patch notes. They removed the adu scaling from the Spear Quicken and just added it to the Knight skills. Judging Blade 20% reduction, Grand Cross 30% reduction, Divine Punishment 50% reduction, as well as Shield Throw 150% reduction to the damage. Consecration takes 5. The Judgment Blade, Grand Cross, and Divine Punishment, which is basically the Holy Caster build, which we are, but we're just the Judgment Blade variety. He also changed the scalings from Vit Int to Int Strength, so you have to choose between tanking and DPS. Sacrifice now has a fixed 9% HP damage and increases per level. Alright, so let's get through the items here first, and I'll go through the skills. The requirement items will be still the Oathbreaker and 3 skeleton cards for that one, and now the Holy Aegis, and I will explain that later once we get to the skills. Alright, so triple skeleton on the Oathbreaker. Now I have the Battling Familiar. This one just gives me Mana Leech and Mana Leech chance, Mana Leech power. I still have my Steadfast, so I'm being stunned. Same hat, Holy Damage hat. Now I have a different face headgear here, which is the Death Screen. It gives me Health Leech power. We're going to be doing a lot of Health Leech from here, since I changed the Health Leech card from the shield. Now I switched it for the face armor. Next thing I did a change will be the Knight Armor. This piece of armor gives me a lot of HP, which is about 60% here from what I got. Boots, I did change it to the Sanctified Shoes. This one gives me 5% HP, and I will explain to you why I need a lot of HP later. Same thing with the Holy Aegis. Next thing, I've changed the Azure whatever to the Night Fang, so I get Health Leech chance, Health Leech power. Legwear, I still have the Bloodbound, so it's Health Leech chance, plus you need to get the Health Leech power stat on this one. Now for the stats, I still went all of it to Vit, all of it to Int, the rest of it to Strength. I don't put anything in Agility anymore. I kind of really don't care about the attack speed now. And that would be it for the gears. For the artifacts, I still have the same corporeal artifact, Grand Cross, Judgment Blade, Divine Punishment. I do have Tempo because I got this one, but you really just don't need that compared to having actually a Holy Gem, which would increase your damage way more than the Tempo Gem. Alright, let's go through the skills here. Same thing, 5 to taunt, 5 to endure, 5 to health regen. Max out Spear Mastery, max out Spear Quicken, max out your Shield Mastery, and max out your Fortify. This one gives you a lot of HP and Vitality. So max out your health as well. The rest I just put into increased recovery, increased mana, increased or free cast, so I can move around while casting Grand Cross, but not that fast. But a lot of changes for the Paladin skill tree here that I'm doing. So max out my Faith. I did max out my Sanctify. This one changes you to Holy Element for about 5 minutes. And why we took this one is we are now casting Sacrifice. The changes to Sacrifice is now your attack steal a percent of your health as holy damage. So this damage is also done to you. So you're doing 9% plus 5% per level of Sacrifice damage. To the enemy. Let's say your HP is 100,000, you're doing 10,000 a hit. But now that is holy, so you can put Holy Resistance and reduce the damage you're taking yourself. And also, if you're running a Holy Gem, that would increase the holy damage by 20% to the enemies. And I'll show you the shield again for why we use this one. I'll give you a little example. Alright, so next thing, max out your Judgment Blade, max out Grand Cross, max that Consecration. Changes with the aura, I did go Vitality aura, max that out. And if I do fight any bosses that are stronger, I change it to the Defiance Aura. I get my Griffin Riding, Holy Shield of course, get my resistances up, block up, and your cast interruption resistance. And also now our, whatchamacallit, the oh shit skill, the Aegis of Light. I maxed that out and just ignored High Guard altogether. Okay, now this is Sacrifice without the shield, so let's do Grand Cross. It's hitting me for 6k a tick, and I'm almost dead from 1 Grand Cross. But if I do have my shield, that's giving me at least 52% holy resistance there, plus the 15 for my haunt card on the pants. And now we do have Sanctify, which turns us into Holy Element. Holy Element. And now that's an extra 50% reduction to holy damage. And now if I Grand Cross, it only does 1k to me. Now, combo for this one, we're still actually doing the same combo that we've always done. So Consecration Grand Cross, that Judgment Ball, ding, Consecration Grand Cross, Judgment Ball. Alright, let's get to a map and do a little fighting here with the enemies. Look at this bunch of enemies here. Let's gather all y'alls. Alright, Consecration, Red Cross, and Heavy Bomb. As you can see, there's an extra damage with the Sacrifice, 13k plus the 14k. Look at that. Do it again, 13k plus 14k. Let's do Consecration, Grand Cross, and Cup. So I'm actually hitting those little spiders for, what, 27k a bonk. That's why I didn't really opt for attack speed now, because the damage is actually pretty insane. Check it with these ones. Yeah, they just get cleared pretty easy. Alright, let's go back to town. Alright guys, that is it for the build. If you have any questions down below, please do put it in the comments. And subscribe for more Spirit Veil videos. Peace.